Now it's off.
I pressed it a little bit harder. Now it's recording.
Oh. So how much time is on this?
More, you'll probably have a wrinkle by the time we run out.
Oh, okay. All right, so
Okay,
let's,
today is April 7th.
something like that.
Yeah, April 7th, 2021. And I'm here with Ken Lotz again. And today we're looking at his 27 two-door sedan. Take it away.
All right, well, I started this car in 1975 or 76. And I laid out the frame. I built a square tubing frame underneath it and all that kind of stuff, rectangular. But it's been interrupted through the years by, life.
Yeah, life gets in the
Kids
way.
and projects for other people and all that stuff. So this has been a long time coming. But in 1975, I started laying out the frame. And what the car has, okay, I'll use this camera, is Jaguar XKE independent front and rear suspension. The front is 65 Jaguar XKE and the rear I think was 69. In 1975, when I first started doing this, I think the suspension was like $250.
Wow.
It was like nothing. I built this car for very, very cheap. It's torsion bar, front suspension, disc brakes, rack and pinion steering. The rear end is, as I say, also, the microphone is on that one?
Both of them.
The rear suspension, I think, was 69 XKE, which means inboard disc brakes, fully independent, coil-over suspension, sway bars front and rear, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, look, that exhaust is awesome. What are these things?
That's my rear bumpers.
Where's the other two that go down?
Well, you can see gearhead.
Okay.
Obviously, obsessed with cars. Always working on a car, under a car. So these are my feet. And the exhaust, which comes out in the middle, is another whole statement.
Which is pretty neat.
Anyhow, that's what that is. Now, when I first built the car, I built it with a small block Chevy motor, a 350, with a 400 turbo hydro. And later decided that that's just too ordinary, that's all wrong. So now...
Was that engine?
No, the engine that was in here is long, long gone. So now it's a flathead V8, which I think is much more appropriate for a Model T. And I'll take the hood off shortly, but I want to show you some of the stuff that's been done to the car. First of all, a 2627 Ford two-door sedan. The doors were really small. They were like that big. To here, and you couldn't hardly get in and out. You certainly couldn't get into the back seat. So I took out 5 inches vertical slice, sectioned 5 inches out here, moved the B pillar back, and added 5 inches approximately to the door. So the door is now much larger. I didn't like how the door window was maybe this big and the rear window was huge. It just didn't look right. So I did that. Also, I chopped the top, but I didn't chop There's normally a V-shaped visor,
Okay.
and with a 4-inch header that runs across underneath the stock visor. I got rid of that, so the windshield is not chopped. I simply removed the 4-inch riser, but the side windows are all chopped, 4 inches. I took out 2 inches below the rear window and 2 inches above the rear window. So the height of the rear window is still stock. What that does to me is the window sizes are but much better matched now. You don't have a huge, almost comical side windows. And you know, a Model T had a lot of glass. I didn't want to lose the idea of a lot of glass, but I didn't like the cartoonish
Yeah,
top, you know.
but it's really spacious inside.
Yeah,
Dang.
there's good room.
You could sleep in there. Well, yeah, I guess I could.
Here. I don't know how the light is on this stuff. If this will show the interior very well.
I got a light. Keep going.
But-
Keep talking.
Anyhow, that's trying not to get that front door light. So anyhow, 5 inches vertically out of here, 5-inch added in the door, 4 inches horizontal chop. Then the other big deal is the front fenders, because the normal Model T was very much like, say, a 32 Ford or a 3031 Model A. It was a gentle slope in here and then way out in front. Well, with a small tire, the fender looked more like a teeter-totter than it did a fender. So I took the front of the fender down, and way down in here like a 28-29 Ford. And then I also added just a little bit of skirt like a 33 or 34 Ford would have, just to capture the front wheel better. And so the fenders are highly modified. The front fenders are highly modified. I got rid of the gas door.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
normally
right, yeah.
flips up there. The gas tank is in the back.
So that's why there's more curvature there then, huh?
The curvature is about the same. It just doesn't have that large door that normally is on there to get to the gas tank. And on the grill, I put pie cuts here so that the grill is a straight line from here back to the cowl. Whereas on a stock Model T, these sides are parallel, and then there's an abrupt change for the hood and stuff like that.
So you modeled, you changed the angle on that so
Right.
it's all a straight
Right.
line. Okay.
A million other
Yeah, that
things.
really shows up on this side here too.
And there used to be a great big rivet system in here, which I got rid of. Blah, 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 blah. The other thing is that
Now, they didn't have a deck like this on the T, did they? Did you make that deck?
everything's changed.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is a
This is kind of like this showroom. It goes all the way back here. See how shiny that is?
well,
That's awesome.
nothing is tremendously. It's not already super clean, but with the fenders humped up to get so I can drive the car and not be scraping tires against fenders. With this humped up much higher than it is stock, it really appears like the whole grille and the headlights are sunk down. And we really should talk Model T so you can really see the differences. But anyhow, and then what else? Okay, we talked about the gas tank in the back, which also feeds down to a second gas tank that's under here. Each of the gas tanks are about roughly 10 gallons. So I've got about 20 gallons.
Oh,
You fill here.
300-mile range.
Well, the problem is I gotta pee after
Oh,
about 4 or 5 gallons.
yeah. Oh, that's what
Driving.
that funnel is in there for.
Anyhow, so fill here, goes down to the bottom gas tank through this. This is the air vent for the bottom tank. So as you fill, it doesn't trap air.
I didn't pull a vacuum either, so.
Yeah. Tail lights, these were 33 Ford, I think. The stands, and the tail lights, I think, were from a Model A. I can't recall. Let me show you the engine. Because I originally built the car with a small block Chevy engine, a 350,
Check out these
I simply
springs right
got-
there. Those are pretty cool.
I simply got a Walker radiator, 2-row Walker radiator. Well, that's sufficient for a small block Chevy, but boy, that doesn't do diddly squat for a flathead.
Why, do they run hot?
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and this is a 3/8 by 3/8 flathead, 296 cubic inches.
Now, when you say 3/8, what are you talking about when you say
The
3?
bore and stroke.
Oh.
So, and it's got Clay Smith full race cam. So anyhow, it makes a lot of heat. So why I'm bringing all that up is to explain all of this. Ultimately, I'm going to have to go to a 3-row radiator, but that's money. I'm not doing it right now. So what I've had to do is I built this tank up here on the firewall. So now the water goes into this tank and then out through an electric pump and up into the radiator. So in other words, I've added an additional 2 gallons of water to help cool it. It's still not working. I've got to do a better radiator, and that's going to be some money. I also am not sure I've got enough carburation. It's just run 2 of the old 84s on it, 94s. Holley 94 carburetors, and I think it's going to need to have a 3rd carburetor to really start running correctly.
Well, the manifold can do that, huh? You would have to move your tank and everything, I guess.
No, it takes a different manifold.
Oh, I thought that was another batch.
No, that's where the original gas pump.
Oh,
was.
okay.
Or breather. No, gas pump. Fuel pump. Anyhow, so, and then, we didn't talk about the transmission. Transmission is a Chevy S10 T5. In other words, it's a 5-speed stick, 296 engine, Jag suspension, blah, blah, blah. So that's the story of that car.
That's kind of neat how you got your throttle linkage going from all the way over there to over here and then coming through. Look how clean that is. Is this the return spring right here?
That's part of the throttle linkage, yes.
Well, that's
Yes.
kind of slick. Oh, and then you got another return spring
Yeah.
there. That's just
Yeah.
good, not too much tension.
And
on that.
originally, the Model T, because the Model T had a 4-cylinder, very small 4-cylinder engine. The firewall used to come forward and rolled and went down. I turned because
Oh.
when I did the small block Chevy motor and tranny, I wanted it back as far as possible, you know, for better traction and weight distribution and all that
Right.
kind of stuff. When I switched to the flathead, my problem is that the Jaguar suspension is torsion bar, and the rear of the torsion bars is right back here. Well, it interferes with the starter motor on a flathead. So the flathead can't go back any further
Okay.
than what it is right now. But that allowed me, because I had previously moved the firewall way back, it allowed me the room to make this
Water
2-gallon water tank. But it makes it harder for me to get a 3-row radiator in it. And I have to say that I talked about all the work that was humping up the fenders here, pulling the front down, adding all of this. All of this was done by my friend Sebastian Dominguez. I will not take credit for shaping those fenders. He also did most of the work, almost all the work on the chop of the top. The sectioning through here and the adding of the 5 inches through the door, that stuff I did. But I want to give him credit for the really wonderful body work.
Is he still around?
Oh yeah. He
Good.
is not a body man, he's a coach builder.
Oh.
Most of what he works on is stuff for Concours d'Elegance,
Okay.
Old Packards, Duesenbergs, you know, all of that stuff. He's really an amazing
Look
coach builder.
Look how he's done his steering here. It just barely misses that exhaust, and come over here.
Yeah, I built the exhaust. Oh, I wanted to. A Model T is a very simple, unsophisticated car,
Like me.
like me.
Oh, like us.
Like us. And I didn't want to put in a bunch of modern stuff. I wanted to keep the car real simple. Therefore, there's not a lot of chrome, there's no billet. It's all just pretty basic. I mean, door handles and hubcaps are about all the shiny that there is. So I cut down a stock. I wanted to use the stock steering column, which is ultimately down at the bottom, hooked up to the rack and pinion. I cut down a Model T steering wheel just because the cab is so small on a Model T. People were tiny, I think.
Yeah, really.
You know,
Well, that was before they had food.
I guess. But with the door closed, the stock wheel, I could hardly get my hand between the wheel
Yeah,
and the
really.
door. So, and then this is now the choke, the 5-speed. Here's turn signals.
Let me go on the other side.
I also wanted to use stuff like the stock pedals, one of which is marked with a C and the other one is a B. Reminds me of clutch and brakes.
Oh, and I was thinking L and R, like my shoes.
Anyhow, that's,
So, did those come with that?
what's that?
Those pedals, did those come with the C and the B on there?
Yes,
Really?
they didn't come on these pedal.
Oh, no.
You know, I had to make all this stuff, but yes, that's stock,
Really?
that's stock Model T pedal pads, we'll call it.
Yeah, that sounds like a flathead, all right. Just joking. Love it. Just love it.
that's the car. Oh, upholstery, I had pretty much formed the seats, front and rear, the side panels, the armrests, and
These
all of
almost
that.
look like they'd come out of a Lincoln.
Well, these actually were a real early Mazda, as I recall, seat, but I added more bolster and blah, blah, blah. But the actual upholstery was all done by Louis Valenzuela out in Victorville. I want everybody to know that I didn't do the sewing. Oh, look at my top.
Isn't that
Woody's used to always
Yeah.
have that. I just thought that's so pretty. And, you know, and stuff like the old Model T rear view mirrors and all the.
Yeah, with beveled edges.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep everything T-like, but slightly upgraded and stuff, you know.
So, would you say this is terrific?
Okay, I didn't say it, you did, but okay.
So I had a couple questions on your door latches here. How did you? What door latches?
All of that stuff is stock Model T.
Really, this right here?
I wish I had changed it over to Bear Claw, but I didn't. So that's all stock Model T stuff.
Well, it sure seems solid. I mean, you wouldn't believe
I
how.
want you to hear the thump.
Go ahead. Dang, that's like
solid.
that's a 120-pound door.
No, but it's got lots
It
of
sounds like it.
soundproofing stuff in it. Anyhow, that's my Model T.
So how does these feet tie into the name of your other side of life thing?
Garage. How does what?
How do those amplify the other side of life garage?
Well, I don't know. I never thought about it that deeply. It's just, I think I'm a gearhead, building old cars and stuff, always working on old cars.
Hey, want you guys to see this? He's all ready for 2022.
Oh, hell. You know, you gotta think
Oh,
of that.
so when you built this, did you have a pink slip for it when you got it? How did you manage to get it licensed? Was that a big project for you?
You know, I don't even recall if I had a pig slip when I first got. Here, let me show you a photo of what it started as.
Can you turn that light on?
No,
Oh,
that light's not working.
okay, well,
Let
that
me
looks
s-
like my brother.
That's me.
Wow.
Where's the... Ah. Here is what I started with. Missing door, missing fenders, missing everything, but stock Model T, little tiny skinny ass tires and everything else. But that was the starting point.
Wow. When we're underneath the lights, I'm going to go out here and get this. I want to
Yeah.
get a good video of that. So that's the beginning. And
That's long enough. That's a long enough video.
Yeah.
No one's gonna